you're going to open up your Adobe Illustrator for iPad, and we're going to create a custom size document that we're going to bring our lesson photo into, very much the same way we do on our desktop. So the first thing is I'm going to click and make sure that this says inches for the unit of measurement. We want to make sure that we have a 10 by 8-inch document. We definitely want to make sure that it's not vertical. We want it to be horizontal. That's kind of why I put 10 in first. I just want a one art board. And let's go ahead, since we're up here, and let's title this Lesson 2. And then you put your last name, remember? So I'm going to type Martin. Oh, let's see. We need to do iPad, Lesson 2, iPad, so we know it's a difference. iPad, and then I'll do Martin with my last name. And you don't have to do this now. It's easier to kind of already have it done, but we can do it again when we go to the saving process as well. Now I'm going to click on Create That File. So here's my file, and now I want to go to the picture over here in the corner, and I want to pull a photograph from my photos, because you should have downloaded the image so that it's on your iPad. All right, there it is. There it is. I'm going to plop it in. I'm going to move it about here just a little bit. Okay. Now that I have my picture present, I'm going to go up to the top right to my little layers icon, and I want to lock this layer because I want it not to move when I touch it. It's there for us to draw on top of. Okay, so it's our guide, it's our support photograph, and everything else that we create is going to be on top of this. So I'm going to start a new layer, and this layer is going to become our background layer. You can even double click and we can type in, like, let's draw the sky first. All right, so I'm going to draw the sky. I'm going to tap the layers panel so it goes away. So anytime you tap it, it'll come out and it'll go back. We know that we're drawing on this layer, all right, because it's the only one that's unlocked. Woohoo. And I want to create this background sky. The sky kind of goes from here to here, and that's it. So I'm going to use a large rectangle, tapping on the shape tool here. Your rectangle should already be up, or the square. I'm going to select some kind of a night sky, because this is obviously nighttime. There's a moon out. So I'm going to click on the blue outer ring. That gets me different kinds of blues. And then when I tap inside this box, I can choose from purest blue to darkest to lightest to somewhere in the middle would be gray colors. So I'm going to go somewhere kind of semi-dark over there, like a dark blue violet. All right. Now I'm going to start at the top and drag to make my rectangle fit the sample rectangle, like that. And yes, we just covered everything up and we can't see it now. I know, it's okay. Okay, so now I kind of tapped off to the side to deselect. I get so caught up, I start double tapping and I draw extra things. It's what I accidentally do. All right, so now that nothing is selected, I'm going to do the same thing for the grass down at the bottom. So let's pick a grass color. Let's go over here somewhere with the greens. And then let's pick somewhere inside here. It's dark time, so let's go with something that's a little darker. A little darker. Okay, so now I can close this guy by hitting its little X. And now I'm going to come here and begin to draw my ground. Now something that you'll notice is over here on this left-hand side, our color is just a fill, all right? You'll notice here there is an X through what we would call our outline stroke. So we did not outline anything with our background. It was just the inside fill color, all right? Just so you're gonna recognize that. All right, So I'm going to deselect here. And now I'm going to go back to our layers panel, and I want to lock what we have just drawn as our background. And our problem is going to get solved here in just a moment, that we don't want to hide what we've just been looking at. We need to turn this little eyeball off, so now that we can see the rest of the picture, because now we're going to draw the rest of the picture above the background. Now I'm only going to carry you through just some little special things that we've already learned in lesson 2 and show you where they are on the iPad. And then I'm going to let you carry on from there. So let's hop into this moon, and I'm going to zoom in on the moon. All right. Again, I just pinched with both of my fingers. You can see my little blue dots. Pinch zoom to get closer to the moon. All right. I need a new layer now because I need a new layer to draw on. And let's double click this and let's make this, let's see, let's type in, well, let's just make this one the moon, just so that we know what we're doing it on. It's helpful to know which layers have what on them, especially if you need to go back to them later. All right. So for our moon, you can see the dotted line, and that's the end result that we want to have. Now, if you remember in lesson 2, the second part of it, actually I think the third part of it, talked about how to use the shape builder to either punch things out or add things together. Well, we have that tool here, and it's over here on the far right side. It looks like two little squares meeting and overlapping, and they see a little square in the middle. That's our shape builder tool. Okay, and it allows us to combine things, take things away, intersect things, etc. And then we can specialize things up at the top here where the word says shape builder. That's going to be sort of our popular go-to. But we're going to do that here in a little bit once we draw ourselves a circle. So remember, we got to draw ourselves a circle. Let's go ahead and make this a fun-loving moon color of some kind. Maybe an orangey moon. We'll go up really high. All right. So that's closed. Now I'm going to make myself a large circle. Now remember, we want to have this pink line diagonally going through. That tells us that our circle is perfect, right? Another way to do that while you're drawing is to put one finger down on your little Alt key button down here at the bottom. This kind of reacts as the Alt key. And it's sort of Alt, it's sort of Shift. It does a little bit of everything down here. So this is our helpful key. And it made sure that this stayed absolutely perfect in its appearance. I'm going to get rid of my layers panel so you can see what we're doing. I don't know if this is the right size or not. So down here on the bottom left, there is the transparent icon, and I'm going to swipe this back, so I can see through it, right? So I'm going to use my move tool. Gotta tap on the move tool. Okay, I noticed that my circle is just a little bit big, right? So I'm going to grab it from its corner. I'm going to hold down on this, and I'm going to move it so I can kind of resize it. Cool? So now I know I have the right size. So tap away. Now I need to copy that. So I'm going to selecting, and right down here you'll see the, you'll see the plus box. I'm tapping on the plus box, and it made an instant copy. It was cool. So now I'm going to drag this guy so he kind of fits and nestles inside of my dotted line there where the punch out is going to happen. Make sense so far? So we copied it by hitting the little plus signs. Now, the downside is that both of these are both see-through at the moment, and we need them to be more solid. So I'm going to go back to selecting both of our objects here. I'm going to hold down on Shift, our little Shift button, Shift Alt, and I'm going to tap on the other one, and notice how it's selecting both items now. They both have bounding boxes. So now I'm going to click on our little transparency button, and I'm going to go back to the right, so now they're both solid. Cool? Okay, so they're both still selected. This is what we want. Because to do anything in Shape Builder, you have to have all your objects selected that you want to change. So now we're going to come over here to the Shape Builder box. And even though it would be nice to have, it would be nice to be able to just push on one of these wonderful symbol icons. It doesn't make things permanent when we do that. So what we need, go back here, I lost my saves. So what we need is to click on the word Shape Builder. Shape Builder, all right? I'm gonna hold down the little Alt-Shift key here and drag over the two items that I wanna have go away. And that allows this to minus those guys. Let me do that again. Okay, so we're into Shape Builder. Let me go back one step further. Okay, so here we are. I want to make sure that both of these guys are solid. We want to make sure that they are both selected. See? Now, if they weren't both selected, I could go up here and I could just drag around them both. That's an easy way to select if nothing else is going to get in your way. So I'm going to come over here to our Shape Builder, and I'm going to click on the word Shape Builder, and I'm going to diagonally get rid of both of those guys. Cool? Okay, then you tell it that it's done, right? And now we have ourselves our wonderful moon. Okay, now I'm going to let's see, now let's come over here to our trees, because I want to show you how to do the trees here in just a moment. And so let's put these, we can turn this into moon in trees. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. This one starts with a triangle. So I want my triangle piece. I want something that's green. All right, somewhere that's green. All right, close. Now I'm going to drag and get myself some kind of a triangle. I need to move this. I can see it needs to get a little bit wider, right? All right, I'm starting with the one off in the distance. And I know he's off in the distance because he's higher on the page. All right, and now one of the things they showed us is that we could grab this little widget and we could round off the corners a little or a lot. Cool. Okay, so here we have our little tree. All right, and now I'm going to make copies of our little tree. Copy, bring down the next one, and go copy, bring down the next one, copy, bring down the next one. All right, and so these guys don't kind of like get all messed up and we don't get them all confused. I might even change the color of some of these. I'd say, okay, let's make this guy a little bit darker off in the distance. Make this one, let's see. Yep, make this one a little bit. Keep him the same. I might make this guy a little lighter. Just a little bit, just so you can tell a difference in them. And then I'll make this one change a little bit. So see how they're kind of changing a little bit as they're coming forward? Okay, so that was easy. We did our multiplication and we multiplied and we rounded the corners. This is another one of those where the Shape Builder is going to come in handy. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Our moon changed. We must have had our moon selected. Let's pop him back to a yellow color. That was funny. All right, so let's do our tree here. And this is one where the tree, we're going to collect everything because we want it all to be bundled together so that we don't see individual shapes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with an oval. So that's our circle tool. And again, I'm going to pull some different kinds of circle colors. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pull, oh, I didn't deselect him. Let's go back to make him brighter. Come on, make him lighter. Okay. We'll make him lighter. We'll get another one going and we'll make him a little bit darker. Okay. that in on the side. I can see matching up with the previous ones there. Now let's get some a little bit darker still. All right, get another oval going. What do I do? This one kind of turns, so I can turn my little handle here and move him about where I need him. I can make him a little fatter, right? So this allows you to be able to turn them at an angle. Okay, let's see. Let's go make one way at the top there. We need another bright one. Let's go super bright. He's hiding behind lots of other ones over there. Oh. Okay, let's make him a little bit bigger, a little wider. Okay, I can tell from this that he's hiding behind. Okay, so I need to get this circle behind the other ones. From the left, 1, 2, 3 icons. This one right here deals with the stacking order. So I need to stack him so that he is in the back. So I am popping him to the back. So see how by swiping to the left, put him in the back. Now if I want to bring him back front, I can go whoop, whoop, and look, he's back front. Or he's whoop, whoop, he's behind now. Isn't that cool? Okay, so you can move the order of things. These big guys here at the bottom, let's get these a little bit more olive colored. All right, so these guys are kind of big. This one's gigantic. I'm gonna bring him, oops, I drew one. I get so carried away. I want to draw with or move things with my tools. I have to remember to go back to my other, I'm gonna make this a little darker. Okay, and then I need to make another one over here. Let's kind of go over here with it. We're gonna go, oh, yep, I did it again. Okay, so this guy needs to go to the back, so I'm gonna change his order, stacking order. There we go. So now he's stacked behind. This guy probably needs a different flavor. Okay. So I'm going to group some of these together just to see what color we come up with. I want you to see how things will kind of blend to one color when we merge. That's really the only reason why I kind of went and played with flavors. So remember, to select multiple things, I'm going to drag around all of them together. And you can see all of their individual paths. I mean, there's quite a mess there. I'm going to merge all these together, and it's going to choose one of these green colors to kind of make the whole thing. So I'm going to click, you can see what things are going to look like when we combine it already, right? I'm going to click on Shape Builder, and you're going to go across every intersection possible, and looky there. It put the whole thing together. So I have one whopping great tree. Isn't that awesome? Okay, if it turns to a green color that you didn't particularly care for from your grouping, you can always come down here and you can change it. All right, from here, you're going to need to go over here to your layers panel, and I suggest locking this layer, right? I would even suggest doing something like putting a new layer in, and then now you can finish the little tree on this one. On this layer, you're welcome to draw it might be helpful to draw the stem or the trunk of the tree on the moon and trees layer. That way you can put your the stump or the trunk of the tree behind the foliage. All right. And then you move on to the next layer, which allows you to build the house, the windows, and the walking pathways and stuff. So finish out here with your different kinds of shapes, adjusting sizes and all that stuff, and then submit this guy as an AI. Let me click on this. So you hit Publish, Export, and you're going to go Quick Export as AI, all right? That allows me to see all of your paths and things that you did, all right? I'm also going to have you then once you've saved that way, I want you to then go up to the quick export as a PNG. Both of those files are going to go to your Google Drive. Our Google Drive that we've saved should be called Graphic Design 1. And then you are going to then open up Schoology and bring those files into Schoology to turn them in.